Folks, thank you. Thank you for the incredible lengths that you've gone to bring attention to the challenges of Canada's oil and gas industry. You are amazing what you've done to get here today. I know from my own experience of coming out here from out west, it takes me 10 hours one way to go home every weekend. That's 20 hours in a weekend that I spend traveling to and from. Why? Because I want to be back home. Because you guys represent what back home is all about. I share your concerns on the current government's legislation and how it's impacting the lives of Canadians and the future health of our country. Clearly, by the support that United We Roll has received from across this country, from Newfoundland right to BC to up north, you have touched and you have motivated the hearts of Canadians across our nation. Well done, well done. I too believe in our charter rights to freedom of expression, and I support your desire to exercise that right and privilege to express yourselves individually and through this well-organized protest in a peaceful manner. Congratulations. As a Member of Parliament for Yorkton Melville, Saskatchewan, I've been working on your behalf in the Conservative caucus and as part of the official opposition to change and stall and in some cases defeat the Liberal government on so many bills that seek to give authority to government over the rights of Canadians to individual, family, and national freedoms. However, I have to say that there's no question that when the opposition has been the most effective in the House of Commons is when we are simply echoing the loud and clear voice of Canadians. And that is what you guys are today. Because of the groundswell across our nation, the government reversed its plans to change our electoral system to a preferential ballot that would have given the Liberals an unending executive power over the Canadian government. That was stopped, and what you're doing today is going to make a difference. Because of the coming together, the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses, the Chambers, rural municipalities, small and medium businesses, including agriculture, agri-foods, manufacturing companies that support our oil industry, Justin Trudeau and Bill Morneau were forced to back down on their tax changes that attacked business owners as tax cheats. And then there's the Liberal attestation on Canada's summer jobs that said that unless you affirmed their values, you wouldn't get Canadian tax dollars. It's terrible. And because of the efforts of so many Canadians like yourself to express their concerns, well, we know what's been happening there. The Liberal government has unilaterally decided that Canadians must comply with their environmental agenda, which includes a punitive carbon tax and the loss of our oil and gas resources competitiveness, I'm freezing up, competitiveness internationally, and constantly they are blocking Canada's opportunities to become self-sufficient in meeting our own oil and gas needs as a nation. Why, you have to ask, would your federal government behave in such a shameful way? They've managed to shut down 3 pipelines through negative messaging. Energy East, Trans Mountain, and they chose to not even consult before shutting down the Northern Gateway and Northern Resource Exploration. So much for wanting to be transparent and hear from Canadians. Rather than encouraging, incentivizing, and applauding Canadian environmental records around the world, their goal appears to be to plunge our country into huge deficits, loss of investment, economic uncertainty, extreme stress for workers, the very workers that you're here supporting today, small businesses, communities, and charities. Their mismanagement also means, of course, that in the midst of facing uncertainty with your jobs, you are also facing higher taxes to pay for their out-of-control spending. Prior to this government coming into power, the NEB was recognized internationally, as Worley Parsons confirmed that Canada maintains the highest level of environmental stringency and compliance, the highest level of regulatory transparency, life cycle analysis, and notably through consultation and collaboration with Indigenous people in the world. We were well appreciated internationally And now Canada is facing the challenges of trying to get our products to port and to be able to use them ourselves. I am so thankful that you are here today taking the stand that you are, because again, you will make the difference in the House of Commons with your actions today. Well, throughout the course of the last weekend, you still need to get home, right? I know that you're passionate about Canada's environment. I know you are, along with farmers, ranchers, trappers, anglers, all our natural resource people and everyday Canadians who have expressed themselves with you today, right from Newfoundland to BC and to Northern Canada. We all agree that international interference in our energy sector through the guise of concern for the environment is absolutely unacceptable. And instead of being out there as our government protecting our resources from this kind of interference, our Prime Minister is giving funding through the Canada Summers Jobs to protesters who are fighting against the very reason that you're here today. Andrew Scheer and a Conservative government will remove the carbon tax. We will reverse C-69 and shut down the targeted tanker ban on the West Coast. Targeted because they're letting an awful lot of other tankers in there for a lot of other reasons. But for some reason, we can't get our oil to market. We want to ensure that pipelines ship our resources to new markets and to our own refineries on the East Coast, and that once again they're reflecting sound management of our Canadian economy while enabling responsible stewardship of our environment. That's what the Conservative Party, the new federal government in 2019, will commit itself to. Again, I just want to say I so support your right to your free expression, and I so support your frustration on the mismanagement of Canada's oil and gas industry by this government. Although the Liberal government has already made itself clear that it knows best on climate change, along with a platitude of other damaging legislative fronts, do not give up on your request to be heard. Knowing the federal election is still months away, it is absolutely crucial, you guys, that Canadians like yourselves continue to share their concerns in a strong voice and in a peaceful manner. Thank you for all of the effort, for the financial hit that you've taken in coming here this week, in taking time away from your jobs and your families. Safe travels home to those you hold dear and to all of those that you're representing today. Thank you so much. God bless.